All right, we got some heat for you today as we talk about the most anticipated earnings for the week of May 4th. Obviously, this is important being May the 4th because of, that's right, Walt Disney. Disney reporting earnings this week, but we'll get into that. So let's go day by day, take a look at stocks I'm looking at and things I think you should look at. Before I open, we have a very, what I would say is a really controversial one in terms of this, Tyson. So there's a lot to think as far as Tyson's concerned. So I think that overall the numbers are going to be good for Tyson. They're going to be normal. Demand for the product has been very high. I think you're going to see a bad impact coming in their next quarter. I think this quarter is going to be fine, not as much affected, but right now they have a lot of plants shutting down. They have a lot of supply chain issues right now that's really going to be hurting their expenses. I can guarantee that right now. Their EPS line probably even this quarter is going to be hurt, but next quarter is going to be pretty rough. The demand for product is extremely high, so I think you will see positive in terms of revenues. But the way things are going right now, it's hard to get any Tyson product out there. We're talking either frozen or fresh. Most known for chicken. Chicken is their main thing. A lot of that comes out of China, so really we're not getting that much even sent over the United States that way. So I have a bad feeling for what next quarter looks like for Tyson. And I don't know if they mention that in this quarter, which I guarantee it will be brought up. The stock could get hit pretty hard, but I think investors might cling on to the positive revenue boost over the EPS gain because I think they may have anticipated an EPS decrease. So I just want to know what exactly that means, but Tyson's got a lot going for it, but it's also going to get hit pretty hard in terms of everything else going on, so I'm concerned. We have Lowe's, not the Lowe's you might know and love for home improvement, but there it is. We've got Wabtec Corporation, PFG, Mercury, Epizyme, sounds like a biopharma company. Not ones I'm super familiar with. I know my best buddy here, hard worker. He's a hard worker for his money. He knows plenty about these biopharmas. He'll probably tell me about this one. So I don't know too much about it for you, but we have CNA, NAPCO, Ceragon. So on Monday before open, there's nothing major. I think Tyson kind of sets the way as far as what the day might look like. I think investors are really looking at the Tyson earnings report because they are kind of in the key demand right now. They're in the same level as like a Procter & Gamble right now, where their product is pretty much the highest of demand they've ever had. I mean, the demand is ridiculous right now for their products. So I'd like to see what that looks like for them. After close, we got definitely some decent ones here. Skyworks is a massive one. Skyworks Solutions, they're a chip maker, really one of the main suppliers for Apple. And I think they're going to have a very big part of 5G coming up. So my concerns here with this stock, I think they'll do fine. I mean, really Apple earnings showed nothing really as far as a decrease in demand for iPhones. It really didn't. My only fear is if we're talking about short term for Skyworks, Apple said they pretty well delayed the 5G iPhone. Therefore, a lot of that business from Skyworks probably gets delayed. So if we look at full year estimates, probably, if they give them, I think they could be hit. And we also think about supply chain costs. They're pretty massive right now for these chip suppliers. Supply chain's hurting. So I don't know if this is necessarily going to be a beautiful quarter for them. I think EPS is going to get hit pretty bad, and I think next quarter could be worse. But I think there's good things coming for Skyworks. I think there really is. I just am scared because of that delay of the Apple 5G iPhone. I don't necessarily know what that looks like for this company, as they're a majority of Skyworks revenue. So I'm interested to see what that quarter looks like. I'll be looking in depth into on Monday. I'll be looking at Skyworks. So next we have Chegg. As someone who goes to school, I certainly know about Chegg, no doubt. Great place to get some books. I mean, it's a very cheap way to get books, and I think more college students might be interested in that, especially as we get a little bit more. It's hard to say. I don't know. Chegg's going to be a difficult one. I don't like how Chegg looks right now. I really don't, mainly for the main reason that I don't know how many professors are really going to be including textbook in their lectures anymore. We're talking about going to 100% online schooling for the rest of the semester, at least at a minimum. And I don't know necessarily what it looks like at the return of next semester. Obviously, we won't have a summer semester. Summer semester will be all online as well. I don't know what the following semester, type end of the year is going to look like for Chegg. Are we going to have physical classes? Probably a limitation on them. I guarantee there's a limitation on the number of students that are allowed in classes, but I think that might hurt Chegg in the long run. I think you could see it two ways. People are either going to, if they have to buy books online, they're not going to go to the school's bookstore, so that could benefit Chegg. But if these professors switching to online that don't know it that well, I don't know if they're going to demand their students to actually use textbooks. I don't know. A lot of my online professors really don't. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. Next, we have Shake Shack. If McDonald's earnings had anything to relate to Shake Shack, I don't think we're going to see that good of an earnings report. You're going to see demand probably decreased because not as many people really want to go through drive-thru, especially for a place like Shake Shack. More of a place you go to hang out and sit down and eat. So not necessarily the place you're expecting to go expressly drive-thru for. So I think they're going to get hit in terms of both an EPS and revenue perspective. I could be wrong on that, but I do think McDonald's kind of set the tone for this. Then we have Diamondback Energy, AIG, Avis Budget Group, XPO Logistics, 5.9. We have Cirrus Logic, Cruise Stock. Definitely a big one to look at again as we talk about the delay of iPhones. Apple makes up a majority of Cruise's revenue. They really do. I think it's somewhere around 50% of the revenue, probably over that. So they really rely on Apple. And if that delay hits them, I want to know what that guidance looks like. Because if the guidance is looking rough, I think investors could sell this stock. But I think good things are going for it. They're pretty much the leader in 5G out there in terms of technology. So I think they have a very good chance to find success in the long run. So if you can pick the stock up at a dip after earnings, I think you should look for it. Texas Roadhouse is going to be a very interesting one, obviously, as well. As we see, I think revenue is going to fall pretty significantly. At least from my perspective, I think a lot of people aren't interested really in taking the effort of going through and ordering from a restaurant and getting it either sent to them or picking up. For the most part, these places, it's all pickup. I don't think that a lot of people are interested in that right now. So I think Texas Roadhouse is going to get hit pretty hard. Next quarter could be fine as we start reopening. So guidance, I think, will be key on that. I think we're anticipating a bad quarter for Texas Roadhouse as is. The restaurant industry has been hit pretty hard, a little bit further than the market has. Tuesday before open, you see Wayfarer. Wayfarer is going to be a significant one to look at because this is the kind of market that actually benefits them. Now, I don't know necessarily what this quarter looks like, but I think next quarter will be very beneficial. This quarter probably only saw 3 to 4 weeks into it, maybe 1/3 of it that actually gets impacted by this. But second quarter should be a lot more. Wayfarer should have a very good chance to have a successful time. They really should. I think they're going to do very well. If we're talking about next quarter, demand should be high for them. So I'm interested to see if management has been successful in that. Regeneron, definitely a key one to look as well. Regeneron has been talked about to maybe be included in that potential cocktail concoction of different medications that could be beneficial if we're talking about the current pandemic. Obviously, Gilead's drug has been approved. Regeneron has been talking about some antibody testing and really antibody procedures that could be done to further benefit that. So it's going to be entirely reliant on what that looks like in terms of the conference call. I mean, that's all that's really going to happen. The way they release that and they talk on the conference call, that'll be determining where the stock goes. It's interesting. Alaska Air Group, obviously going to get hit very hard. Not much to say about it. Cisco could benefit from this environment. EPS could get hit, but I think Cisco could do fine. We have Newmont, Lending Tree, Marathon. Don't know what to say about Marathon, really. I mean, they're going to get hit pretty hard. Dominion Energy, we've got New Residential Investment. This is a company that invests solely off mortgages, and I think they're going to get hit pretty freaking hard. If we talk about interest rates at a zero, it's hard. It's just not a good environment for NRZ here, and it's a company that I hold a decent chunk of change in. I don't know what to think about it, but I'll be holding it through it. I don't think they're going to be a company that's going bankrupt from this, but it's not a good environment for them for the next couple. Next quarter will be bad as well, but hopefully following that, it'll take a while for the market to recover, in all honesty. So I don't know how much capital appreciation you're going to see in NRZ, but hopefully they up that dividend again. Then you have Howmet Aerospace. Not a company I'm super familiar with. After close, Tuesday, probably the most important one of this week you're going to see is going to be Walt Disney Company. Disney, as around 30% of their revenues completely shut down right now, if we're talking about parks and recreation and travel and getaways, stuff like that. How does Disney Plus shine? I think the stock can go up solely because of the benefit of Disney Plus. They're going to be releasing the numbers on Disney Plus and how many subscribers they have. In my opinion, it's going to be close to 50 million. Maybe not as the time of them reporting at the end of the quarter, but I think if they report as of now, I bet it's going to be close to 50 million. If it's around that number, I guarantee you this stock is going to shoot up. My prediction for the end of the year, they're going to have right around 80 million people subscribe to the service. I think it's 100% plausible. Disney Plus is what's going to drive the stock upwards. That's solely it. It's going to be the hype around Disney. I think investors already know the fact that the revenue is going to get hit hard on this company. EPS is going to get hit hard. Streaming is not as profitable of a business as everything else they have going on. So it's going to get hit hard, but Disney is a very interesting one to look at. Then after that, we have Beyond Meat. In a time like this, I don't know if it's the best time for Beyond Meat. We talk about people into recession-type environments. Are people going to spend more for that vegan meat, fake meat? I don't know if it's really plausible. I think people are going to be going the cheap options, and that includes not Beyond products. I think they're having a decent quarter, but following this quarter, I think could be pretty rough for them. I think a lot of that hype might die down a little bit. Then we have Activision Blizzard, should report a really good quarter, and following that, another good quarter next year. People are playing games more than ever right now, purchasing games more than ever. Activision Blizzard seeks to have a really good quarter, and I think they really will. The stock will go up. We have Spirit Realty. Pinterest, one that should see benefit, more screen use, so stock should go up there. Enphase Energy, Galactic, Oxy, EA, kind of a garbage company. I mean, in the sense that they screw over most gamers, but let's be fair. They're going to see a lot of benefit from this quarter, a lot more microtransactions. EA is going to have a good quarter. Then we have Mercado Libre. Wednesday, we have a major one in Shopify. Shopify is going to have a massive quarter, and guidance will be massive for this as well. We talk about all this shopping shifting to digital. Shopify seeks to have they're the leader in this right now. Shopify seeks to have a fantastic quarter. It's going to be crazy for Shopify. These numbers are going to be absurd. I'll just tell you that right now. I don't know if that's something that's priced into the stock, though. It could be, and investors might be expecting a lot more than what we get, but I think these earnings are going to be very freaking good. Profitability, debatable, but valuation is going to be questionable on this, and it already is, but this is going to be a massive quarter for Shopify. Holy crap, it's going to be big. Then we have Cvs Health, should seek to benefit as well. All things considered, Cvs, obviously high demand for a lot of the products in the store right now. Definitely Cvs should see a benefit. We have Barrick, GM's going to have a piece of crap quarter. It's going to be bad. If it's not bad this quarter, guidance for the next quarter is going to be very bad. This is a company that's going to be losing a lot of money in the short term. And you saw the same thing with Ford. I think it's fair to relate the two together. You're going to see a lot of lost money for this company, as they're not even returning to work quite yet. But it's going to be bad for GM, for sure. But they can get through this, obviously. It's just going to be bad for them in the short term. Then we have Wingstop. Nothing too exciting there. In mode, Wendy's is a company I think actually seeks to benefit quite a bit, but I think, again, you're going to see an overall revenue decrease. A lot of people don't want to wait in line, which is crazy to say. They don't want to wait in a drive-through line. So I think you're going to see, like McDonald's saw a 30% revenue decrease year over year. Wendy's is probably going to see something like that. Product mix might be a little different for them. But again, people are going less to restaurant foods, and I think a lot more fast food, but I think overall demand is down. We have eCorpio Tankers. Could be a very interesting one there to look at. We have Alexion Pharmaceuticals. I'm relying on you, hard worker. I'm relying on you, man. We have global payments, nothing exciting there. After close, PayPal should be massive for this as well. Massive. If we talk about people using digital payments a lot more now than ever, PayPal is going to be big. We're going to see a lot of new signups, a lot of more use of PayPal this quarter and next quarter. Going to be big. And I think it's really going to operate. This is going to really set the stage for the future. This is going to benefit big. I think good things are coming for PayPal in the future because this is going to become more of a normal. People are going to do a lot more business online than they did before, and PayPal will be at the forefront of that. So, interested to see how that looks. We have Square. Square, good company. Overvalued, but good company. I think Square is going to have a very tough time. Small businesses are getting hurt bad, and Square, the majority of their business comes to small businesses. These are definitely, there's definitely a company targeting small businesses that a lot of them are going completely out of business. Square is going to get hit pretty darn hard, I believe, because of this, if we're talking in the short to mid-term. Peloton, I don't think things are going to be good for Peloton either. If we talk about recession-type environment, no one's going to be spending these splurge payments on a Peloton vehicle, or bike, I should say. Peloton bike, treadmill, no one's going to be spending that. I'm sorry. Zynga should seek to benefit. If we talk about mobile gaming, Zynga should have a good time. Twilio, Lyft probably has a bad quarter. Lyft probably has an awful quarter. Ride sharing probably isn't happening right now as much as it has before. Demand is not going to be there. People don't want to be in close vicinity with each other. They're not going to get in a stranger's car. Lyft, I think, is going to get hit pretty hard. We're going to see bad revenue decline and probably bad EPS. T-Mobile, not much to say on T-Mobile's aspect. Etsy should see pretty good demand in my consideration as long as this company's been doing well. Etsy should see a benefit in demand here. Inseego, again with the delay of 5G, I don't necessarily know what to think about Inseego, but this is a company that's very interesting. Very interesting company. Valuation is interesting on it as well. Not necessarily fair valuation right now. I think it's a little overvalued. Really people hyped up about the future potential of this company, so these earnings could be big. If it dips, I could see myself picking some up. Alteryx. Then Thursday we've got Moderna before open. JetBlue, airline stock could be, it's going to be garbage. We've got Teva. I think that's a very interesting one to look at personally. Plug Power, a stock I hold. I really like Plug Power, all things considered. I think there's big benefit for Plug Power. In the short term, I don't know what their business looks like. It's one that's going to still keep going on, but I just don't know. Obviously, they're a company that can't necessarily afford too much in terms of EPS hits. They're not making much profit as is, but I like Plug Power in the long term at least. So if the shares go down, I'll pick up some more. AB InBev, massive quarter coming for them. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's people drinking more alcohol than ever. Alcohol consumption is up massively. We're talking probably around 20 to 30% in the past month. It's going to be big for InBev for sure. We have Viacom CBS. Nothing exciting there. We have Bosch Health, Yeti, and Hilton worldwide. Hilton probably gets hit pretty hard, just so you know. Just expect Hilton to get hit pretty darn hard. After close, we have a massive one in Roku. They should seek a lot of benefit from this. Roku's going to have a good quarter in my opinion. The stock should probably go up depending on how things look, but Roku should have a really very good quarter. Uber, probably going to lose a lot of money this quarter. Probably going to have a crappy quarter in terms of revenue. Just saying it as is. I don't think revenue's going to have a good time because of this. We're going to go back into a bad trend of losing a lot of money for Uber. So it's probably going to set their profitability standards or their goal back quite a bit. I know they were talking 2023 for profitability. I just don't see that happening at this point. We have the Trade Desk. Dropbox should see some benefit. Booking Holdings probably going to get hit. Stamps.com should see a lot of benefit, all things considered. I think Stamps.com is going to do a very good job this quarter and next. Might be one to look at, though, for sure. Interesting one. Universal Display Corporation, Cloudflare, First Solar, and GoPro. Don't know how to think about those companies. Nothing major going on for there that I really feel like I need to mention personally that I've looked into. Before open Friday, we have Kronos Group, a Mary Jane dispensary. These are very unprofitable companies, and I think they're going to get hit pretty hard. I understand people probably are consuming more Mary Jane than ever, but I think profit's going to suck for this company. Whew, it already does, but probably going to get hit worse. We have Sony. Sony should see benefit. People are buying a lot of electronics right now. A lot of electronics. It's crazy. Dish, garbage. I don't know if I like Dish. Sorry. We've got Ventas. An interesting one. SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. I don't even know how you begin to explain SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. This is a company that's just going to get devastated. I mean, they're going to be devastated. If you can pick up shares cheap on SeaWorld, I think it might be a decent opportunity. I'll take a peek at it real quick. I just run a real quick pull up Seaworld Stock. I'm interested to see where they are for the year. I guarantee it's one that's been hit very hard. If we look 3 months out, this thing's down 60%, and justifiably so. All of their revenue is completely gone at this point. Right now, a $14 stock when they were in the high 36s. Might be worth picking up if this thing goes down even further. I'll definitely consider it because it'd be a good long-term play if we're talking 3 to 4 years out. Valuations are going to be pretty fair on it coming up. We've got Kymco, Realty. It's a stock I hold. I like it. I'm going to be hit in the short term for sure. Switch, Alliance Resources, and Noble Energy. Nothing super exciting to say about those, but I really hope you enjoyed this, and keep an eye on those ones that I called out for, okay?